I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still gonna talk.
I'm still talking.
Hey, welcome to Still Talking. I'm Rick Blood, and I'm still talking. I guess we're gonna start with seeing as how we've got this new public access station here in Keene that took over after Cheshire TV closed, and it's the public access station from Bellows Falls, Vermont. Bunch of good guys, Alex and Josh and Garrett. And they got this place up and running again. So on top of just being on the air in Keene now, so for all you Keene folks, it's good to be back. We have a whole bunch of other people in Vermont that are going to be watching this show too. So I'm going to start out, you Keene folks, sit back, go get yourself something to drink or smoke or whatever you do before the show. And let me explain a little history to the Vermont folks. I started doing Unfiltered, that was at the beginning of my intro there, in 2006, when this place first opened up as Cheshire TV, under the tutelage of Lee Perkins. And I had a blast. It was public access TV at its finest, basic and simple and easy. And I didn't know anything about public access TV. I like real regular TV. I'm used to, a show doing, well, back when I was growing up, it was usually 26 episodes and then taking 13 or 14 weeks off or whatever, and then starting again for season number 2. So I asked Lee about that when I first started, and I said, so how many episodes do I do for a season? He said, there are no seasons in public access. So you just do shows every week, all year, which was what I did. And I did 179 episodes in the span of 4 years, which, it was grueling. And it made it a lot easier that, I don't script the show. I don't do a whole lot of preparation for the show. I just come out here and talk. As a matter of fact, my note card just says talk. That's how easy public access is. Or it can get much more complicated. So I did 179 episodes in my first season, over 4 years. I took a year off or so, did some small half-hour shows that were basically the same thing. I did a late night one only because I could swear. Which I didn't generally do, so it didn't make a difference anyway. And then I came back, went back into Unfiltered and did another 4 seasons that were somewhere between 30 and 40 episodes for each season. So, and then Cheshire TV closed. So, this place opened up and, hey man, I'm back. So, I hope all you folks in Vermont understand this show here is my opinion. I mean, it's the only thing I can bet on is my opinion. And you've got your opinion. Maybe we share opinions, maybe we don't, but that's all right. You do your thing, I do my thing. That's the way life is, and that's the way life should be for everybody. I know, I sound pretty liberal, don't I? Damn. I'm actually pretty conservative. Well, I've got conservative and liberal viewpoints. That's the problem with this whole identity stuff, is you can think 2 different ways on the same issue, and it's all right. It's fine to think both ways, We'll talk about a lot of that kind of stuff. on Unfiltered. That's the kind of stuff I talk about because, both sides. I mean, on the one hand, I might as well be a controversial first show, right? On the one hand, I'm pro-life when it comes to itty-bitty innocent babies being born. On the other hand, I'm not so pro-life when it comes to bad criminals. That's what should happen. If you create such a crime that's violent and against humanity, then I don't understand why the system puts you in a damn jail and takes care of you and pays for your room and your board and your food and your clothes for the rest of your damn life. I'm sorry. That's not the way it should be. So, the old days they had hangings. In the even older days they had stonings, which is quite a different thing these days. And I hope you Vermont people are prepared. Prime up before the show, because you never know what's going to happen. All right. So, this is a stream of consciousness show, and my brain spins really fast. So try and keep up, folks. Right now, I deliver pizza as a job. Well, half of a job. I've got basically a full-time job because my 83-year-old mother has dementia. And I'm her main caregiver. My daughter comes to the house with my granddaughter on the days that I work. I work 4 days a week, 5 hours a day, delivering pizza. So my daughter comes and sits with mom while I go and do that. And no, she doesn't do it for free. I pay her. Or mom pays her. If you want to be technically accurate. So, over the past month or so, I've heard there have been a lot of stories and talking about people tipping. Because after COVID, I don't know if it was after COVID or just before COVID, at some point things went wrong, people. We all crawled into a bubble. We all expect to have crap done for us and services provided to us, but you don't really want to pay for those services. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand some of this because there are a lot of places that I don't tip. But there are certain things that you do tip for, and it's only polite. In the restaurant industry, you've got your server, your waitress. They used to be called waitresses. Now I guess they're called servers. But whatever, your bartenders, generally the kitchen staff makes quite a bit of money, so they don't rely on tips. But some places share their tips through everybody that works in the establishment. You tip your waitress. And what's accepted these days? 18%, I think, maybe. That's one thing. Okay? That's a person that you tip. You might tip a bellhop for carrying your bags for you. Or you could just carry them yourself. I'm a pizza delivery driver. So, and it makes me feel bad to have to pull out my phone and, swipe that do you want a tip screen in front of somebody. It makes me feel bad, but at the same time, when you're paying somebody to deliver something to you, aside from UPS and FedEx and those people, but when you're dealing with like a DoorDash or a Hannaford's or any of the pizza places in Keene, or any of the restaurants in Keene that deliver and have their own delivery staff, let me tell you where the tips that you give to a delivery driver go? Let's say you ordered, from, I don't know, $100 pizza maybe. The driver gets a tip. The driver takes your food. As soon as it's done, puts it in a bag, puts it in his car, starts the car, puts it in drive, drives to your house, gets out of the car, brings it to your door. All you have to do is say thank you when he gives you the pizza. Because, a lot of people these days don't even call the pizza place to order anymore. They just do it on their phone or do it on their laptop or whatever. Oh, let's order some pizza today. And some people add the tip right in there. I could never really understand that, because a tip is supposed to be for, it's a payment for services rendered. So for instance, if your pizza comes, your driver's real nice, you like your driver, you might tip a little bit more than somebody that comes to your door all frowny and angry and, walking like he doesn't want to be there. That's the way tips should be handed out. Tips should, show for effort, things like that. But especially delivery people, a lot of them deliver in their own vehicles. That's a lot of wear and tear. That's a lot of money that has to be sunk into the car. Not to mention, you get a paycheck from the business, so you can cover your cell phone bill, your all your other bills, your rent, and your food bill. And then tips generally get put into car maintenance and car upkeep. Hell, I do 30 to 50 miles every day I work. Around town. A lot of stop and start, a lot of driving, maybe a little aggressively, but as a driver, that's what I learned. You know where you're going. It's another thing that burns me is people that get in their cars and drive and got no clue. They'll be going down the road in the left-hand lane and all of a sudden throw on their right-hand blinker and take a right. Oh, it drives me nuts. I say, if you bring back the standard transmission, we'd eliminate half the drivers on the road and half of the bad drivers on the road. See, that's the problem. People are getting so lazy, and now they've got driving assist to where, now, in New Hampshire, we have the hands-free law, which says you can't hold your cell phone up to your head while you're driving. What if you've got one of those automatic driving cars? Does that still apply? Go, oh, sorry, officer. I had my automatic driver on when I crashed into that building. We are getting lazy. I knew that as soon as they brought in the electric windows. When we were too lazy to go, oh, that's just too much for me. I just got to push a button. Everything is geared to making us stupider and lazier as a people. And I just heard today, I'm filming this on Monday, September 25th, and I just heard a story today. Baltimore. There's a school district in Baltimore that has 0%, high school, 0% of kids that are proficient in math. Huh? Yeah. We're not teaching our kids math anymore, other than the number of genders that there are. But apparently that's non-divisible. So, in in 40 years, when you drive over a bridge that was designed and engineered by one of these flunkers, how is there going to be craftsmanship if people don't know basic math? Come on. Our education system is horrible. Math scores are down, science scores are down. When kids get out of high school, they can't balance a friggin' checkbook. They can't take care of themselves? Where are all those classes? You know, that teach people about life, about what they're in for. And yes, failing grades and failing at tasks directly impacts that. Because if you don't get any experience dealing with failure as a child and as an adolescent and as a young adult, then when you're an adult and you get kicked in the teeth, you curl up into a ball and whine. That's it. And that's exactly what's happening in this country now. We're affluent, arrogant, and stupid. Yeah. I'm not better than you folks. I include myself in that. I am no role model. My life is a cautionary tale. That's the way I put it. I've done a lot of stuff in my life. And not very much good. I made bad decisions. And it's all got me here. Yeah, I know. You guys are, oh, hell, he's on TV. Yeah, I got him there. No. It got me as a caregiver of an 83-year-old woman that I can't go anywhere. For a while before she had dementia, I used to travel to air shows around the country. I used to be a photographer. I haven't picked up my camera in a year now, at least. Because I'm at home taking care of her, I'm at work, and then I'm back at home with her. Yeah. And what's the alternative? Yeah, I know this. I know what y'all are saying. Well, why don't you just put her in a nursing home? Sorry. No, that kind of thinking is part of what got us here today, to this way the world is. Put them in a nursing home. No. Honor thy mother and father. They raised you. Take care of them in their old age. Sure. Might mean putting your life on hold for, a few years. And I've known people that have done that. And that's the process that I'm in. And, I'm not thrilled with it, but it's what we do. It's what we do. Sorry. I didn't realize I was going to get this fired up on the first show. What was some of the other stuff I wanted to talk about? I talked about the tipping. And the fact that, using a car as a delivery person, it costs a lot. It's a lot of maintenance. So when you order pizza, when you get stuff delivered to you, us delivery people are doing you a favor. We could just say, we're not, and it's hard enough for the place I work to even find people that want to work. That's another thing that this world has come to, and I don't understand how. We got to a point where just nobody wants to work. Nobody wants to be productive. They all just, again, it's the arrogance and want to say privilege, but maybe the word is privilege. Maybe it's American privilege. We just expect things. You know? Expect people to be nice to us. You know? If there was no if none of these places in Keene delivered, what would you do? You'd call DoorDash, maybe? But what if none of the businesses in town used DoorDash? What if all the businesses just said, look, we're not going to have any delivery service ever again in Keene? You want pizza? Get yourself off the... You thought I was going to say it, didn't you? Get yourself off the couch, walk down to wherever you're going to get your food and get your food. Or drive down. It would be healthier if you walked to get your meal. Healthy that way. Even healthier if you walk after your meal too. Then maybe everybody wouldn't be so obese. But sitting at home, typing on your computer, I want pizza, and having it show up at your door and go, oh, thanks, and sit back down on your couch. Could that be one of the reasons there's so much obesity? People don't get out anymore. People don't hike. People don't enjoy the woods. People don't enjoy the earth that everybody's trying to save. You can't talk about climate change while you're sitting inside your house on your computer, because you don't even know what it's like outside. Man, I don't know, I got like 5.5 minutes left. So, what do you think of the digs, man? I told the guys at Fact TV, I said, you know, half the people are going to love this show, half the people are going to hate this show and want me dead. So they suggested that I use the Fact TV secret underground bunker here in Keene. And it's pretty. It's nice. Although not many people around today. So it's a Monday. They do 4-day work weeks. You know, it's because that's the way they are here at Fact TV. Especially down in the bunker. 4-day work week, 32 hours. They get paid for 44. Just in case any of you union people are watching. And strikes. Well, they're all on strike. The writers are on strike. Apparently the Screen Actors Guild is on strike. The auto workers are on strike. I don't know what an auto worker makes, but, you know, I bet it's more than $20 an hour. Yeah, to me, that's, you know, $20 an hour, that's pretty good. I know plumbers that make 40, 50, $60 an hour. You know, occasionally, as a pizza driver, I've made $50 an hour. So, you know, again, it all depends on tips. If people tip good, you can make a lot of money, you can make a living. Just driving around, listening to music, giving people pizza. And most people, I gotta tell you, they're pretty happy when they come to the door to pick up their pizza. You know? So, what can you say? Because they're getting pizza. And I'm happy when I get pizza. Are you happy when you get pizza? Are you happy in general? Because that's what life is all about. And that's what this show, I'm hoping, might make you mull things over in your head. And I gotta tell you, I got 3 minutes, so I got time for this story. Back when I started Unfiltered, of course, you know, there was the nerves, you know, of, you know, what if I'm not good? And Lee would always say, it's public access, nobody watches anyway. But I found out that people do watch. I did a bit on one show where I discussed lifespans and the fact that a lot of the cost of healthcare is in the fact that the older you get, the more it costs, healthcare-wise. So I said that at 75 years old, people should be put down. And, you know, this the way I think. You know, 75 years, you know, my expiration date is 75 years. Doesn't mean you're going to last 75 years. But if you do, that's the end. So during your whole life, you can know at 75, I'm going to be dead. So I better make use of the time that I've got before it's over. You know, give people a little bit more incentive to face every day in a positive manner. Well, one night I was down picking up a pizza at Athens Pizza, and this old guy walks up to me, and he says, "Hey, you're Rick Blood." And I turned around, and he says, "I heard what you said on your show this week." And I went, "Yeah?" And he said, "that people over 75 should be killed." And I said, "Yeah?" He said, "I'm 73, and it kind of pissed me off." And I was like, "Well, sorry." And then before I could say anything else, he said, "But you know, I started to think I don't get around as good as I used to." And he's naming off all this stuff that's wrong with him. And he's going, "I want to thank you for making me think." And you know, that's what I hope this show does. It's just make you think. Because we're not going to agree on some things, and that's all right. We don't have to. You've got your opinion, and I value it. I've got my opinion. I hope you value it. But they're only opinions. They're derived from upbringing, education, your life experiences. So I guess we've pretty much shot through this first half hour. I'm glad you all watched, and I guess until next time, I'm Rick Blood, still talking. Peace.